Okay, I'm wearing a hat because my hair is so ugly. I have to talk about this show I'm watching. So, okay, I've discussed it a bit, I think, already, but I want to talk about it a little more. So it's called, sorry, I'm looking at my nail. It's all jacked up. Anyways, it's called The Perfect Crown, or Perfect Crown, one of them. And okay, so here's the thing. When K-dramas have a second male lead, it goes one of two ways. One, the second male lead is like an actual, genuine, like, second option, or not even second, just an option for the female lead. Or if it's like a male, like the main male lead, and then he has two female leads to choose from. There's either one where he's like a viable option, where it's like, oh, he's like actually like she might end up with him. Which really doesn't almost ever happen, because almost any second male lead or second female lead that's in a show, they almost never actually end up with the main character. I think there's been an instance of like twice. Like, it just does not happen. So they're either an actual option, or they're not an option at all, and they're just there to create chaos. And in this show, the second male lead is honestly kind of just there. He has no chance, like genuinely no chance. Also, his character kind of pisses me off, because he had 10 years to tell this girl he liked her. And now he's over here like, oh, I want to marry you. I want to be with you. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, you couldn't protect her. And I was like, you have a lot of audacity, because you, for one, could have tried to pursue her in the freaking 10 years you've known her, but you chose to be all butthurt and upset by her being with someone else now, when you had the chance. Anyways, so that part of it is like, ugh. And I'm so annoyed that I don't like the second male lead that much, because I love the actor. Also, side plot to this, his hair is so ugly in this show. I don't know who designed his hair, but it's like gelled down, but then he just has this like piece that's just like kind of sticking out right on the side of his head. I think it looks so bad, which is crazy, because I think he's gorgeous. I think he's genuinely one of the most beautiful men I've ever seen, but like, I hate his hair, especially because the male lead in the show, his hair looks so good all the time. Even the like side character's hair looks good. So I don't know why the second male lead did it like they did him so dirty with his hair. That's such a side plot thing, but it pisses me off every time he's on screen, because I'm like, you could look so much better, but you just, I mean, he's still hot, but like, his hair is just weird. So I don't know, I just feel like he's kind of pointless. I also am just like, I don't sympathize with him very much, because I'm like, bro, you had your chance. Like, you had your chance for years and you didn't take it. So you don't really get to be so butthurt about this whole thing. Also, at this point, I like that while he's upset by her being with him, he hasn't done anything like to sabotage it, and I'm hoping he doesn't change and do that, because he seems to care pretty aggressively about as they say, protecting the crown and all those things. So I'm like, I think he's a little bit too rigid, so I don't think he'll do anything, and I hope he doesn't, because I'm like, I'd like for him to stay as just a good second male lead who's like, doesn't have a chance, but at least is not like actively trying to like destroy things. Because that happens too sometimes, where the second lead is like genuinely awful and you're like, oh my gosh, you're a horrible person. The queen in this show, hate her. She's so annoying. The actress is doing a great job, because I can't stand her. Every single time she comes on screen, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I will say, someone who took the place of the queen as the most annoying character is the female lead's dad. Because not only is he a neglectful, mean, so critical of his daughter, but he's also like weirdly like protective of her, but not in like a good father way. Like, in the way of like, he's toxic, and he's like, it's the kind of thing of like, I can like bully you essentially, but if someone else bullies you, I'm in it. It's like, that's not a good parenting tactic. Anyways, hate him. He had some scenes, oh my gosh, in this last episode where I was like, oh, I'm getting him off of my screen. Also, I heard that some people don't like this show, and I'm like, do you not have good taste? Do you not like things just because they're popular? Someone was like, oh, I was watching this other show that was not good, and they were like, I prefer this kind of show to like shows like The Crown, The Perfect Crown. People only like it because there's famous people in it. I'm like, no, it's because it's a freaking good plot. Yes, I love that there's actors that I like and that are famous, but it's really good. Also, the show they were comparing it to is so insanely mediocre. I actually can't believe that they would be like, this is better. Girl, no, it's not. It's awful. And I'm going to talk about that one too, because but anyways, so that one's great. Still really loving it. Still sticking with it. We're on episode 9 and 10 next week. Like, the show's almost done. Like, it has 12 episodes. Like, I'm almost done with the show, which is crazy because I feel like I just started it. But I've been very consistent. Every time there's a new episode, I'm like, I'm on that. Okay, so the show that I started but then dropped because it's just not good. It's called Sold Out on You. Guys, it's so boring. I don't know what that person was talking about. I think they were just trying to be different because literally it is like so uninspiringly boring. And at first I was like, I started it and I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, that's fine. It's fine. But I just wasn't really getting any kind of like good, like interesting vibe from it. I was just kind of bored. And here's my thing. The male lead. Okay, I have thoughts about this actor. Ahn Hyo-suk. He's beautiful. He's gorgeous. I think he's a good actor. I hate his scripts. I think the shows he chooses are not good. He was the male lead in Business Proposal. I did not like Business Proposal that much. I thought it was fine. I think it got overhyped and I don't think it's as good as people said it was. I also think he looked weird in that show. And not like physically weird, but I don't think his personality fit the cold CEO type and it just didn't work to me. I've seen him in a couple shows. I've seen him in a show called Abyss from like 2019 and I really liked his character in that show, and he wasn't trying to be like this serious cold character. I just don't think I don't think he's good at it. Like, I know that sounds kind of mean, but I'm like, I just don't think that's like his vibe. I think he keeps getting typecast as this like serious character and I'm like, he's not. I feel like he's more silly and he needs more like happy go lucky vibes. Like, he doesn't need to be so serious and cold all the time. I think he's better as the cold CEO, because again, he's a CEO. Don't even get me started on that. In this new show, I think he's doing better in this show than he did in Business Proposal. I will say that. I think he's giving a much better cold vibe in this show. But I also just don't like that kind of character very much. I think it's kind of boring and overused, and I think I've seen too many K-dramas with a guy who's like, oh, he's cold and he's serious. I'm like, can he lighten up a little? Can he smile? Like, he smiled like 3 times in the show, and I was like, he looks so gorgeous when he smiles. I'm like, can we get him to smile? And then the female lead is the typical bubbly, she's traumatized, but she's like really bubbly and cute. And she's fine. I don't really have any issues with the actress. The characters, like, neither of their characters are very original. They're very like same. I've seen it before. It's not that interesting. Also, initially, I wasn't really sold on their chemistry. I was like, I don't really get it. I don't really see it. Sometimes, okay, this is such an interesting thing. Sometimes you watch a show and you can tell that while they have chemistry, it's calculated. It's like, this is acting chemistry. Like, they have it and they're doing good at the, you know, romantic moments when they're supposed to be creating tension, but you can just tell it's acting. Like, it just doesn't quite feel real. Whereas you watch another show and you're like, no, I think they're actually in love. Like, I think they actually might kiss on the regular normally. And that's how you know it's good chemistry. And a good show that I feel like just hasn't really good chemistry is, there's 2 Chinese dramas. One is called First Frost. The actors have insanely good chemistry. Like, they just look kind of like they want to like be together, and it's great. And that's what makes the show so good. And then another C-drama that I watched that they have really good, just natural chemistry, felt very legit, is, what is it called? The Best Thing, I think is what it's called. Both of those, very good natural chemistry, that felt real. And I know there's like a C-drama or two, or not a C-drama, a K-drama or two. I'm sure there's plenty that I could come up with that have good, like, natural chemistry. I can't think of one right now. Anyways, but like, you can just tell. And I feel like in this Sold Out on You show, like, it's kind of manufactured chemistry. Like, oh, this moment, oh, the slow-mo, oh, they're really close to each other, oh, they want to kiss, but then they don't kiss, and it's like, it's giving nothing. And it really does depend on the actor's ability to act, but it also depends on the actor's ability to yearn, because sometimes you get a male lead or a female lead who's so good at yearning, and their eyes, like their eye acting alone is like so good that you're just like, oh, they're in love. Like, 100% they have feelings for this person. But anyways, so the show, subpar. It's not bad. Maybe it'll get better. I don't know. I'm just not that interested in it. And then another show so I started this new show, not new, it's from like a couple years ago, but it's called Strangers from Hell. It is weird. I mean, weird title, but like, it's strange. It's filmed weird as well. Basically, the whole plot literally is this guy, he moves into this really creepy, old, gross boarding house, and the people that live there are really weird. That's like literally the plot. They're weird, as he calls them, strangers from hell. They're just strange people. They're creepy. Where he lives is gross and dirty and like old, and everyone else has moved out. Also, there was this mysterious fire on the like 4th floor or something that was like only the women's area, but that's like taboo. It's just weird, like strange vibes. And the way it's filmed is kind of strange and like quirky. It's just odd. And it's classified, I think, as maybe horror. So I was like, at first I was like, ugh, I've heard this show's kind of weird. I don't know about it. But then I actually started watching it, and I think it's a lot more, it's more suspense. It's not like supernatural horror. It's just like psychological horror. And there's another character in the show. Oh my gosh, the actor, I love him so much. He's so sexy. But he plays a dentist, and I think he's a cannibal. Which is so gross. And there's like some weird scenes of him eating things. Anyways, we're not gonna get into it because I haven't gotten to that scene yet, and I've just seen clips, but I've never actually watched it all the way through, so I don't actually know how it's happening, what's happening, but I'm fairly certain he's a cannibal, so that's super exciting. But he's so handsome. He's so pretty. Also, so many people ship him and the main guy. They're like, oh, a relationship. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he wants to kill him, but sure, yeah, we can, oh, they want each other. Very much giving Hannibal, Hannibal, that show, with Will, the guy that he's like low-key so in love with. Anyways, I don't, what you know about that show? Me, nothing. I know nothing. I just saw this one edit, and it was like a shipping edit, and it was really beautiful. It's a really good edit. Anyways, what's another thing I'm watching? Oh, I'm watching this one show that's like, at first when I started it, it's called We're All Trying Here. I was like, I wasn't totally vibing with it, but then it grew on me within the next few episodes. As more episodes came out, I was like, no, I'm starting to like it. It's kind of like this multiple character show where there's like a lot of people in the show, and they're all, this one guy's trying to be like a director, but he's just kind of failed for the last 20 years. And then she's at this one job, and anyways, it's the whole thing. It's like a love story, but like also just like a human story, like, oh, about humans. It's really good. The acting's amazing. The story's really interesting. A lot of the characters are very unlikable. I will not deny it. They're like kind of terrible people, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then another show that I'm watching. Oh, okay. This show, guys, I really like it. So it's called, what is it? Filing for Love, I think is what, or Filing for Love, something like that. Something weird. It's about this guy. So he works at this, he works at this company as an auditor. He's in the like top team. He's like the ace. He's like the really, you know, he's good. Like he's top tier here. Well, there's a moment where his coworker quite literally throws herself on him and is like kissing him, and he's like, oh, what's happening? Because she's like literally get married. And he like acknowledges that. He's like, you're getting married, aren't you? And anyways, they have this whole scene, and he like adjusts her skirt because she like was like on him. Anyways, it was a whole thing, but he's like respectful, but it's still a little bit of a weird conversation because I was like, she just made out with you and she's like getting married, and I feel like you should be a little bit more concerned. Anyways, it was a whatever scene, but someone saw it. Now this is important. Someone saw it. So he's at his company just doing his own little thing, and he hears that this one woman that worked there before is coming back, and everyone's scared of her because she's super intense and she's super like aggressive and like really, did I talk about this show already? I don't remember. If I did, just pretend I didn't. Anyway, she's like really intense, and people are like terrified of her, and she's like she's very notorious at this company. And so she comes back, and she's their boss, so she's like the head of the audit team, and she basically had seen him having what she assumed was an affair, because that's what it looked like. And so she basically demotes him, and she's like, you can go to the what do they call it? The public morals PM team or something like that. It's something like that. But basically he gets put in this team that's like kind of the low tier team, and they basically deal with like all kinds of like, they deal with affairs, and they deal with like basically just people. They're almost like a call center. People just call them and be like, I'm gonna complain about this, I want to report this, blah blah blah, and they have to like deal with all this like crap and stupid stuff. But he basically gets put on for like the public morals, which she's like, oh, that's so ironic, and that's perfect for you, because again, she thinks he's having an affair. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. So he's all upset because he gets demoted. But then like each episode kind of takes like a certain type of case, like an affair case that comes on, or something happening where they have to like like investigate or whatever. But the big crux of the film is obviously he doesn't like her. No one likes her and they don't get along, and she's like really intense, and her character's kind of hard to explain unless you watch the show, but she's just like very intense and very particular and not well liked. No one really likes her. She's really funny though, because she's like, I'm such a people person. So she's kind of just funny and weird. Anyways, and you hear the geese? My window's open. I don't know if you can hear the geese. But anyways, the big, like, main part of the plot is that he's just not having a good time. He's, like, super upset with her. He's just like, this job, this woman, everything, I just hate it. And he gets a anonymous tip that she's having an affair with a coworker, and an inappropriate relationship. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to start investigating her, and I'm going to I'm going to get her. And then I'm going to, get her out of here so I can, like, get my revenge. Well, so he starts investigating her and, like, following her around, which is, ethically kind of weird. Ow! Oh my gosh, that hurts so bad. Anyways, I just hit my nail on my desk. That actually hurts so much. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so he starts following her around. Kind of weird. A little weird when you think about it. And he keeps trying to figure out, oh my gosh, I just forgot how the last episode ended. This now, not a lot surprises me when I watch my K-dramas. This took the cake. I think this was a first time instance I've ever seen this happen in a show. So I was kind of freaking out when I was watching. I was like, this is crazy. So basically, he's following her around, and he's kind of getting to know her, and he's like, dang, she's maybe not who she seems. Like, also, she doesn't really seem like the kind of person that would, like, get caught in, like, this type of situation. Like, he's starting to, like, see her more as a real person. They're starting to kind of have some interactions, more positive, and they have this really sweet conversation where they were very, because she had hurt herself, and he helped her, and it was a cute little moment. They were having kind of a little bonding moment where he was, like, kind of starting to understand her better. So he follows her to this painting class that he thinks she's in, but he saw her go in without this, like, there was, like, this painting equipment that all these students had, and these people had, as, like, class had. Not class like children, but, like, a painting class. They had all this, like, thing, and he was like, but she didn't have that when he went in. And he asked one of them, he's like, do you have to have that to, like, be a part of the class? And they're like, yeah, it's required. And he's like, what? So he goes in there, and he follows her. And there's all these people, gonna sketch and draw, and she comes out, she has a robe on. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's a nude model. I was like, that's insane. That is not what I expected. She's a nude model. So she takes off her robe. We don't see anything, obviously. The camera's strategically placed. You just see her shoulders, so you know she's naked. And she's facing, like, away. Her face is this way, and she turns around. He's standing there over in the back of the class, and he's just like, wait, what am I watching? She turns around. We know she's fully naked, top to bottom, no clothes on. And she sees him, and, like, they make eye contact, and he's, like, genuinely shocked. Imagine you see your boss naked, posing naked for a drawing class. I literally was like, that is the craziest thing. I know, it was so funny because it was not expected. I did not think that she was a model. I also did not think she was a nude model. Oh my gosh. So that was so funny. And so in the preview of the next episode, he's obviously, like, really uncomfortable around her because he's like, oh my gosh, I saw her naked. And it's like, there's this one scene though where they must be, like, staking out to, like, catch someone in an affair or something. And they were, like, gonna go into a hotel room, and she's like, don't be shy. You've already seen it all. And I was like, dang, girl. Anyways, they're very funny. I'm very into this combo because initially it was like, when I saw that the two actors were in the show, because I really like the female lead. I've seen the male lead in, like, a movie or two. She's also older than him. I don't know if she's supposed to be older than him in the show, but she's definitely older than him in real life. Only, like, 5 years. But it's just funny because he just has such a baby face that he seems so much younger. Not, like, in a, oh, he's a minor way, but just, like, he doesn't look his age. He's, like, 30, and she's, like, 36. But anyways, so it's just so funny. Their interactions and also the pairing, it, like, works so well. And I didn't think it was going to. Like, I didn't know that I would, like, put them together normally. So, oh my gosh. So funny. So I'm watching that show. I really like it. Like, I'm vibing on this show. It's just, like, every episode I'm just like, oh, what's gonna happen? Also, there's this side character who's, like, he's, like, the vice chairman of the company, and then his secretary. There's something happening between them. But I think it's one of those where we're led to believe it's an affair, but I don't think they're actually having one. He's married, and it's a marriage of convenience. Like, his wife is like this, like, from a powerful family. Like, it was arranged for them to be married. Does not seem like they love each other from the very few interactions we've seen in them. But I don't think him and his secretary are having an affair. I think that there was feelings either previously or currently, but they're not acting on them. So there's like, but then it's the whole, like, is there like an emotional tuning happening? But I don't know, because it's just interesting. They have and they keep setting them up in certain ways to make it look interesting. So I'm like, I don't know. Also, the vice chairman and the female lead, they have history. There's something between them. I don't know if it's romantic necessarily, like maybe in the past, but they definitely have, like, there's something there. And that's another thing that the show is kind of keeps touching on and suggesting, but not giving any actual evidence of anything, just giving little hints here and there. Because as the audience, we're led to believe that she's having an affair. It seems likely that she's having an affair with the chairman, because they keep showing him and her in moments where it's like, seems like something's happening, or there's like some connection between them. Which, again, I know she's not actually having an affair. Oh, my poor nail. Okay, what else was I gonna say? There was one other show. Oh, I started this new show also. A bunch of shows came out around the same time. So this show's called Goldland. It's about this girl. Excuse me, she works at an airport as like she checks like the security of like when stuff goes through, and she has a boyfriend. They kind of like, she hasn't seen him in a while. She's waiting for him to come home. He's in like Thailand. Well, he got mixed up with some bad guys, some loan sharks. Oh my gosh, the freaking loan sharks, bro. Or someone. He got messed up with someone, owes someone a bunch of money. And he was like, he finally gets back to Korea, and he's transporting, and okay, I'm getting into myself. He tells her, his girlfriend, he calls her and he's like, there's a thing that's going to come through the security. I need you to work that day, and I need you to let it through, even if the machine beeps. And she's like, okay. So it's this huge casket, and she's just like, it beeps, but she like sends it through, and she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what that did. And then her boyfriend basically calls her at one point, and he's like, you need to get out of the house. They're coming. There's people coming. So she escapes, and she's like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? And he's like, you need to come meet me at this place, and whatever. So she meets him at in this van, and he's basically like, very little context, is basically like, you need to like, if I don't come, I have to go do this, I have to go talk to these people. If I don't come back like in like within this amount of time, I just run away, like take the truck and run away. And she's like, what is going on? So then he goes, and the guys, because he had basically taken this, they were transporting this casket, him with some other people, and he basically like took hostage of the van and drove away, and then threatened them and was like, you need to give me, I have this casket, like you need to give me like money, and then I'll like give it back to you guys or whatever. So he was like holding it hostage essentially, and of course that doesn't work. So when he goes to meet and talk to these guys, they basically kill him. I don't think he's dead though. I think he was just injured really badly. And so then she sees all of that happen, so she's freaking out. She's in this van until she runs away. She almost gets captured by these bad guys, but then she gets away. Well, then she opens the thing. She finally finds this like remote place to open it, and she opens it up. It's full of gold. So now she has all this freaking gold in this van, and that's kind of where the first episode ends. And then she went back to her hometown, and she has like a pretty troubled past, very traumatizing childhood, very neglectful mother, like creepy stepfather, like just not good stuff. And so she's back in her hometown, and a lot of the second episode had been a lot of backstory. And so she finally, like, we catch her back up to being at her job. Okay, I have to go. That's it. Bye.